Welcome to Sports Betting's top picks and plays for college basketball. Thank you for joining me. My name is Abby. We're just here on Monday, February the 10th, to discuss with you 5 to 6 college basketball games today. We're going to start off with the first game, North Carolina at Clemson. This opened up -6. Total is 145. Right now, green here, it's oddslogic.com. Right now, you're looking at 5.5, total 144.5. So we're going to look into this game further. Again, this Odds Logic gives you the updated list for the best, the updated up to the minute line changes for the point spread, up to date, up to the minute changes on the over unders, the totals, and the injury reports for college basketball. So again, we're going to look into this game. This is Clemson at North Carolina. I'm seeing North Carolina at Clemson, excuse me. And this is the line. This is the line moves right here. Open up at 6. Now we're seeing 5.5. And all the money's coming out on Clemson. The public's on Clemson. The total's 144.5. And the public likes the game going over the total, over 144.5. So we're going to look into this game some more. Clemson at home versus North Carolina. So look at the matchups here. This is the first meeting of the season. That was a year ago that you're seeing. So overall, last 10 games for North Carolina, 6-4 last 10, 2-7 against the spread, 2-7-1 against the spread, and 2-8 to the under in this game. So the last 5 games, 2-3 last 5 games, and let's see here, 3-2 to the 2-3 to the under. That's North Carolina in the last 5 games. So now they're an underdog for the third straight time. They're basically 0-2-1 as an underdog. They haven't won they won one road game this year, but they were a favorite at North Carolina. So they did win there, and they won at Notre Dame. But as an underdog, winning on the road, they have not won. So they're playing to the under, basically. Their games. Clemson right now, 8-2 last 10, 6-4 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Clemson, 4-1 last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over. So Clemson playing to the over in this game. Clemson, a 5.5 point favorite. Let's look at this again. Yep, it's still 5.5. Just checking back there. Let's look at this one here. The only home game they covered was FSU. They haven't really covered a home game. I mean, they've covered on the road. At Virginia Tech, at NC State, they've covered on the road. But only covered, and they covered Georgia Tech on the road. Clemson's playing pretty solid. They're playing some solid basketball. It looks like North Carolina had dominated them for a long time. Overall, I'd say overall. Let's see. This total's 144. Let's check. Let me take a look at this. The only way to look in this game, I have to agree with the public. I have to look at the over. I know North Carolina, they're trending to the under, but I feel Clemson at home against North Carolina. Clemson's obviously going to dictate the pace in this game. And when they dictate the pace, North Carolina's going to have to keep up with that pace, and I find when they dictate the pace, then I feel that this game is going to go over the total, over the 144.5. I think it goes over the total, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with that over the total, 144.5 in this game. Just one moment. Yes, so we'll go with 144.5. Nothing on the side, just the total. Next game we're gonna look at North Carolina TNT. This is at Campbell. This one opened up 12.5. Total 141. Sorry, this opened up. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It opened up 13.5. My apologies. 13.5. Total 141. Now, as you can see here, from 13.5, 141, the opening number, it's come down to 12.5, 141. So the total has only gone up by about half a point. It hasn't really moved much. So look into this one further. Let's take a look at that one. So it's come down now. The number has dropped. It's come down to 12.5. This number has dropped a little bit. Let me check another perspective here. Let me get another angle on this one. Yeah, it's come down. It's come down now to 12. It's come all the way down to 12. NC State's still getting money. Even though the number is dropping, they're still taking NC State here. The total, it is come down as well. So look into this game further to see why this is happening. You're going to take a look at this one. Let's see here. Let's get to this game here. North Carolina, NC State, let's see. Okay, so this matchup here, this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. NC AT&T, they've lost 10 straight games, if you can believe that. Out of the 10 losses, they've only covered 3 as an underdog. They've covered that. They only covered 3 times. The latest game they covered at Charleston of let me see the name of the school. Charleston of Carolina. They've covered them. That was it. They're still on the road. They're at Campbell. This one's 12.5. But NC State's played well against them. The last 2 meetings they have covered these guys. The last 3 meetings they've covered. And plus they've covered the last meeting here. They're on a 3-game road trip, 0-1 so far. Campbell, they've won 6 straight games. They've won 6 straight, and they've covered 2 as a favorite, 4 as an underdog. They're 1-4 to the under. NC AT&T is 3-2 to the over. They've already played to the under in this game. So I basically have, let's see here. Yeah, I have 2 plays on this game. Obviously, I'm going to take NC A&T. I'm taking NC A&T because I know they've lost a bunch of 10 straight games, but they've covered 3 out of the 10, and they covered the last game against Charleston. They covered as an 18-point underdog. And I've noticed here, when they've covered as a dog, they've gone, let's see, they've gone 1-2 to the under. That's what I've noticed here. Now Campbell, obviously this is a look-ahead game. They're looking ahead to Northeastern because they lost to Northeastern last year. Last year around this time they lost to these guys. So this is a look-ahead spot in my opinion. a look at spot for Campbell. They got to play these guys on Thursday, this upcoming Thursday. So this is definitely a look at spot in my opinion. And I like NC AT&T in the 12.5. I like that look. And I like the under. I agree with the market. It's at 12 right now. Okay, so I like him at 12.5. I'll take North Carolina A&T, and I agree with the market. I like the under 141. It's come down to 141. I like the under there. So I like both angles in this game. Next game we're going to look at is Charlotte at Florida Atlantic. This one opened up 12.5. The total 149. Right now we're looking at 13.5. 149.5. That's Charlotte, Florida Atlantic. So all the money's coming in on Charlotte. Charlotte's getting all the money. All the tickets are on public's on Charlotte on this game. Let's see. Yeah, the money is on Charlotte. So, like I said, we're going to look at the history between these two teams. Charlotte, look at this Charlotte game here. We're definitely going to look into that. Charlotte FAU, Florida Atlantic. So they've already played already. They played last month in Charlotte, as you can see. FAU is a 5.5 point favorite. FAU covered and won the game, 75-64. And the total is 154. It went under the total. In this series, they've gone under the total in 3 straight meetings. 3 straight times they've gone under. Charlotte overall, we're going to look at 2-8 last 10 games, 5-5 against the spread, 3-7 to the under. So Charlotte on the road, they're 2-3 to the last 5 games, 3-2 to the over. That's Charlotte. So the last 5 meetings they've covered, they're 2-2. In the last 5 games, they're 2-2 against the spread. So Florida Atlantic 6-4 last 10 games, 4-6 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. So Florida Atlantic's won 3 straight games, 3 straight covers. They've covered 3 straight, and they've won 3 straight, and are 2-1 to the over, and 3-2 to the over as well. 3 straight. They've won 3 straight. So that's it there for this game. So we're going to look at this one to see. It's a 13.5. Let's see. Again, this is a look-ahead spot in my opinion. Florida Atlantic's looking ahead. This is a look-ahead spot. Remember, Florida Atlantic's beaten this team earlier. They got to play them again. And I just feel that this is a look-ahead spot. They got Temple coming up next, Florida Atlantic. They play them in 5 to 6 days. And they lost to Temple. Last season. So again, this is a look-ahead spot in my opinion. I like Charlotte plus 13.5. I like him in this spot here. I think they cover this number. And as far as the total, last 3 have gone under. Let's look at this one here. No play on the total. I just like Charlotte plus 13.5. I like that number there. That's a good one. Next game we're going to look at Baylor at Houston. It's probably the game of the night. This one here opened up at 9, -9. Total 131.5. Now we're looking at 9.5. 9.5, and the total is 134.5. We'll check this one out. So that's, yeah, all the money's on Houston in this game. No surprise. Baylor is not really, to me, they're not really that good of a team, in my opinion. So I'm not really surprised there. Yeah, all the money's on Houston, I'm seeing here. So as you can see, open up. Wow, this open up from 12. Let's say the number opened up at 12. It's come down. It's down to 9. Then it went to 8.5. Back to 9, 8.5, 9, 9. Now we're seeing 9.5, 9.5. It might get to 10. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to 10. Yeah, I like Houston here. I agree. I agree with the market here. Let me look at some other information. For the over-under, it looks like it's trending to the over in this game. Market's saying it's going to go over. We'll look into this one further just to get some background information. Houston and Baylor. But so far, all signs point to Houston in this game. So this game here, this is the first meeting of the season. So last 10 games, 6-4 last 10. It's Baylor. They're basically alternating wins and losses. So they are 3-2 last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over. So Baylor an underdog in this game on the road. They were an underdog at Texas Tech and lost as a 7.5 point dog, 73-59. Was under 143. Pushed at BYU as a push, went over 143. Those are the only and then they were a dog at Arizona. Got beat up badly at Arizona, but it went over the total. Again, 3-2 to the over. We're gonna get back to that. Houston 9-1 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 over under. Houston's won 2 straight. They're 4-1 to the over right now. 4-1 last 5 games. Houston hasn't covered a home spread in a while. It's been a long time since they've covered a home spread. Yeah, it's been a long time since they've covered a home spread. Let's see. Utah minus 17. Though they covered Utah at home minus 17. That was the only major cover that they had at home. That's from what I'm seeing. And then they had TCU at home. That was it. Yeah, but they've handled Baylor pretty much. I mean, this one's in Houston, and Baylor, like I said, they haven't been that good on the road as a dog. Houston, again, they're playing to the over, like we mentioned, 3-2 to the 4-1 to the over. Baylor's playing 3-2 to the over. Yeah, the way I have to look at this game, I gotta take Houston minus 9.5. I like Houston here, and I gotta take the over. That's the only way to play this game. Houston minus 9.5, and I gotta take the over the total. Yeah, that's the way I'm gonna play this game. Let me look at another angle. I'm gonna take a look at another angle here. Or I wouldn't talk you off of Houston in the first half. Houston I know the first half number. I know Houston hasn't been covering the first half numbers lately, but Houston first half would be a play. I would look at that. Yeah, Houston first half, and I'd look at the I look at the under. I look at the over. Excuse me, over 140. Let's get it here. 140, 134 and a half. Over 134 and a half. And I would take the first half Houston 4.5. I would like that's the angle I would take. I wouldn't trust Houston in a full game because they haven't covered a spread in a full game in a while. So yeah, I would take I'd take over 134 and a half. I would go with that. And first half Houston, like I said, 4.5. Next game, Fresno State on the road at Nevada. This one here, minus 14.5, total 142. Right now, this game's gone up to 15. We're seeing 15 on the board. So let's see here. Majority is 14.5, but we're starting to see some 15s come up. It's mainly 142, 142.5. We'll look at this further. Let's see here. Yeah, so it's gone to 15. Over is 142.5. So look into this one further. That's Fresno State at Nevada. Mountain West game tonight. That's the late game. Look at this one here. So they played last month actually at Fresno State. Nevada was a 12.5 point favorite, and Fresno State covered. Fresno State covered the points, but lost in overtime, 77-66. It was under 148. So that was in Fresno last month. Fresno's covered the last 2 games against these teams. They've covered the spread in the last couple of games. We'll get to that in a moment. Fresno State, the last 10 games against other competition, 1-9 last 10 games. They've lost right now 6 straight games, 6 straight losses, and are 5-4 against the spread. At 5-4-1 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. So 3-2 to the over. In the 6 losses, they've covered 3 games out of the 6 as an underdog. Nevada, 5-5 last 10, 3-7 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Nevada's won 2 straight games. They are 2-3 last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over as well. 3-2 to the over. Yeah, so both teams are 3-2 to the over. So both teams playing to the over right now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna take the desperate team here. The desperate team here, in my opinion, is Fresno State. They've covered their last 2 games and I know this is at home, but they haven't covered their last 3 road games. The last 3 road games they haven't covered. They didn't cover Boise, Wyoming, but for some reason when they played Nevada, it's always been close. They've always played them close. They've covered the number basically. They've covered the number. So I like Fresno State here to continue to cover the number. It's at 14.5. Now I'm seeing it going to 15. I like Fresno State here. I like Fresno State here in this spot. I like him here. 15.5, 15. I'll take Fresno State to cover up the points. As far as the total goes, I have no play on the total. I'm just taking. I just like Fresno State here to cover the 50. It's plus 15, 15 and a half. Fresno State for me. That's it. Let's see. Yeah, those are all the games today for college basketball. Again, thank you very much for joining me. Again, whether you fade or follow these picks, it's up to you. Again, I just choose the games. I make the picks how I see fit and how I perceive it. I still hope that you cash your tickets either way. Hope you cash your tickets, cash your winner. Good luck. Stay true to yourself. Stay blessed. Stay humble. Believe in yourself. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more of these top picks and plays for college basketball. Again, take care. My name is Abby. Peace. Have a good one.